Welcome to November. It's hard to believe that we're already here. Sit up nice and comfy. So get up on the edge of a blanket or bolster. We'll start with a meditation tonight. So you can sit up in easy pose or sukhasana, this is called, or you might take yourself into saddle pose, where you come to sit back on your heels. And then your palms can be face up, they could be face down, whatever feels great for your body, go for it. Good. And once you find your seat, you can press play on your playlist if you wanted to play some music, quiet, gentle music. And then go ahead and close your eyes. Close your eyes and take a deep, deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth wide and exhale. Sometimes this is enough. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. Do that one more time. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And exhale. Now with your eyes closed and your spine long, keep breathing in and out through your nose. And as you breathe in, can you observe the sensation of your body expanding? Imagine a little balloon tucked under your rib cage, blowing up as you inhale in all four directions. And then as you exhale, and we're inhaling and exhaling through our nostrils right now, as you exhale, that balloon has been popped and it's starting to curl into itself. As you inhale, can you feel your side ribs open out to the right and the left? Can you feel your body lengthen and ground? And as you exhale, everything in all four directions starts to come back to center. Inhale to expand. Exhale to relax. Inhale. And exhale. Keep breathing these really long, full, vibrant breaths. And start to consider what the word nourished means to you. What does it feel like to be nourished? What kinds of things do you visualize? What kind of foods make you feel nourished? What kind of drinks make you feel nourished? And what kind of activities, what kind of things can you do that make you feel really, really full, really well taken care of? Gather a few of those things that came to your mind's eye. So maybe it's chicken soup, time with friends, and chamomile tea. Those are mine. Gather a few of those things and put them into your intention tonight. So my intention, your intention, you'll say it in present tense, my intention is to make space or create space for these things in my life this month. My intention is to make more chicken soup, to spend more time with my friends on Zoom, and to drink a nice cup of warm tea before bed every night. What is yours? Can you create that intention in present tense, please? Go ahead. Now take your arms alongside your body. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Lift up and look up. Exhale, lower your hands to your heart. Do that 5 times. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead, pulling energy up. And as you exhale, you pull energy back down through your heart. That's 2. Keep going. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale to lower. 2 more. Inhale, extend, open. And exhale, release. And last time, inhale, stretch your arms up overhead. Spread your fingers wide. And this time, place your hands at heart center. Place your hands at heart center. You can listen or sing the sound Om. Singing and chanting is really, really great for digestion. We'll do that 3 times tonight. So start with a big breath in through your nose. Open your mouth wide and exhale. 3 Oms. Inhale. Brilliant. Take your hands down onto your lap and notice how just a few minutes of breath and meditation has made you feel relative to 5 or 6 minutes ago. Then take the soles of your feet together. We're coming into butterfly pose. So the soles of your feet are coming together and they can be a little bit closer in or further away from your pelvis, depending on how this feels in your inner groin. So we're stimulating your inner groin, the adductors, and all the connective tissues around that area. If you need to place props under your thighs or under your knees, go ahead and do so. And for those of you that are new this month, if you feel pain, you can send me a little message in the chat box or just change the shape, right? So listen to your body. It knows more than I do. And then from here, take your hands forward and just start to weave your torso side to side. You're just weaving your torso side to side. You might take this into a little bit of a side bend, or maybe it might feel like a twist. Yin is a really slow practice, and I promise we'll hold poses for quite some time tonight. But there's something really special about taking time before you go to stillness to observe what you're feeling. And you might feel here some differences between the right side and the left side of your body, your hips, your groin. And now eventually, I'd like you to find a resting place that takes you to about 70% of your body's range of motion. And what I mean by that is that if I pull my head down, I can touch my feet with my head, but I don't want to do that. I want to go to a place where my body can land at about 70% of its range of motion. Because we'll stay here for 3 minutes. And over time, your tissues will start to be lubricated. They will start to create more space, and then you'll fall naturally deeper and deeper into your shape. So coming down into butterfly pose. If that causes pain in your back, you could do that same shape with your spine on the ground, your legs open, but you won't get as much stimulation through your kidneys, through the deep back line of your body, which is what we're triggering in this pose. So coming down into your butterfly pose. Good. Take a big breath in here. And as you exhale, fold forward, fall into yourself, and bring your awareness to your lower back as we start to stimulate your kidneys, your urinary bladder. This helps with incontinence, urinary tract issues. And just allow this part of your body that we're triggering from your inner groin to your lower back to really relax. So making the conscious decision to let go, to surrender to whatever comes up in the shape. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, fold forward even deeper. Let your head relax, let your jaw relax. And think about one thing that makes you feel nourished. Notice if there's a visceral, a physical response to that thought. Does your tummy start to gurgle? Does your throat get really dry or wet? One thing that makes you feel nourished. And just linger in that fantasy of nourishment for one final minute here. Take a big breath in. Now you might exhale through your mouth with a sigh or a fluttering of your lips. Inhale again. Exhale. Last time, take a big breath in. Stay forward folding. Exhale. And the same way you got down, that little weaving from side to side that we did, would you come back up just like that? Go really slow and just notice how your blood pressure feels, how your head feels, how your tummy feels. Keep your right leg as it is, bend your left knee, and then step your left foot back behind you. So we're coming into deer pose. You can readjust that front leg so it's parallel with the front of your yoga mat, and then your back knee comes towards your front heel. So there's this 90-90 shape in your body. Deer pose. And if this feels really awkward, sometimes it does. You feel like you're really falling over towards the left side. Just take a prop under that left hip. Maybe take a prop under your back ankle. And then I'd like you to start to fold forward again. This time, come straight out in front, maybe onto a prop, maybe onto your elbows, or even just onto your hands. Okay, so you don't have to take this too far. I'll show you the side view of this shape. It can be a bit confusing verbally. And then really let yourself fall into that place of 70% of your body's range of motion. So there's no pulling or pushing in yin. It's all about surrendering. You come to a shape. You breathe there, and over time, your body will enable you to release further without you having to do a whole lot. Yin is passive. Yin is very, very passive. We'll stay in this variation for 2 more minutes. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, soften, release. Start to observe the compression of your belly, your tummy against your thigh, maybe against the floor, depending on your bone structure. And notice how this feels right into your guts. This is really good for releasing gas. You're in the privacy of your own home, so that's okay now. In the beginning of the pandemic, I did a lot of yoga with my husband, but we can't do that anymore because he just feels too free on the yoga mat. But this is good stuff, right? So we come into these movements. We're talking about digestion this month and nourishment. And these movements really enable our bodies and our minds to take the time and carve out the space to help with digestion. So we don't feel groggy, we don't feel bloated, we don't feel anxious all the time. And this is especially important for those of you who ate bags of candy last night, right? Or bags of wine, drank bags of wine. Take another breath in. Exhale, soften a little deeper and just check in. Notice how you're feeling here. You could stay here, or you might start to rotate into a twisted deer shape. So walk your hands towards your front knee and then perhaps even beyond your front knee. Opt to stay upright or dissolve your body weight down by hanging out. Your head could rest onto stacked fists, maybe directly down onto the floor. Whichever variation you've chosen to stay in, take a big breath in through your nose. Exhale, let everything go and just notice the direction that your body is taking you in. Notice what's happening, what's not happening. Notice the types of distractions that are coming up without judging them or getting angry with them. They are normal. And for the next little while here, can you simply focus on your breath, finding that expansive four-way breath, like a big balloon blowing up in your diaphragm beneath your rib cage and then contracting and deflating as you exhale. And anchor to that visualization, to that sensation. Take 3 more breaths. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. Good. If you've gone into that full rotation, gracefully walk your body back through center. Lift your body back up, right? Take your back leg forward. Take your front leg forward and just give yourself a minute to shake out your bones, shake out your joints, flex and extend your toes. You might lift and round your spine. Gradually bring the soles of your feet back together. Lean your weight over to the opposite side, so that's your left side this time, and find that deer pose or 90-90 shape. Your front shin parallel towards the top of your mat. There's a heaviness in your front hip. Your back leg reaches out behind you. Prop yourself up however you need to here. Again, I'll show you a different angle so you can see variations of this. And don't get caught up on angles or aesthetics. Supposing your pose looks completely different than my pose, but you still feel a stretch through your outer hip, maybe into your inner groin and along your spine when we come into the twist, it's perfect. Start that descent down in space, onto props, maybe onto your palms or onto your fists. And now I notice right away a sensitivity in my back foot, so I might slide a blanket under my back foot for some added support. Be really kind to yourself when you take yourself through these poses. If you feel discomfort or pain, rewind, backtrack, reset. We have some time here, so could you take a big breath in? Exhale, soften, soften, soften. Notice the sensations moving through your tummy, through your hip, through your groin. And ease into them. Don't push them away. Dive right into all that's happening underneath your skin and this beautiful, brilliant geometry of connective tissue and fascia that's holding your body in its human shape. Notice the areas that feel cranky, send breath and healing energy to those. Notice the areas that feel wonderful, send gratitude there. If you're really happy here, by all means, stay here. Alternatively, you can start to rotate over towards that front knee, maybe beyond. Use an inhale to extend, and then exhale into a deepening of a twist here. So you'll start to feel all of those digestive organs getting really squished, whether that's your liver or your pancreas, your gallbladder. Notice how that squishiness responds in your body. If there's a resistance to it. And then settle in, surrender in, become still. Still in mind, still in body. 1 minute here. Notice if there's space to sink in further or deepen your twist for these final few moments. Likewise, if you're not feeling safe or comfortable here, you could back off. And now meet those final 3 breaths. Meet those final 3 breaths patiently. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. Breathe in through your nose. And out through your mouth. 1 more breath pulls everything in. Let it all go. Gently walk your hands into the floor. Lift your heart, lift your chest. Mindful if there's a shift in blood pressure here. Now take your legs out in front. And take ownership over your transition. So whatever movement or stillness you need to come into between poses, go right ahead. I have some students who drop into a shavasana between each pose, even just for 5 deep breaths. I like to move, but you do you. When you've moved things out, could you come right down to lie on your tummy? Right down to lie on your tummy. And place your elbows down onto the floor. Set your elbows directly beneath your shoulders. Your palms can be flat on the floor. They might be sideways, so palms facing one another, but you decide. And I'd like you to notice the architecture of this pose. So we're coming into a really deep spinal compression here, right in the sacral lumbar arch of your spine, your lower back. As we push the different bones together in your spine, you'll feel a bit of crunchiness, and a bit of crunchiness is okay here. If you feel pins and needles, sharp electrical sensations, if you feel a throbbing or cramping, you're going to come back off out of the pose by walking your palms forward. Okay, so as you walk your palms forward, you'll start to reduce the amount of compression in your lower back. In fact, simply lying on your stomach will stimulate your digestive organs, so you could lie all the way down on your belly. There's still spinal compression, so back bend is still happening. And you're still getting that massage through your digestive organs. So you've learned the variations here. Somewhere between the floor and upright, I'd like you to come for these first few moments of our pose. Then we have the option to deepen. If you have books or props that you prefer to drop your head onto, that's absolutely fine. And you decide, depending on what's going on with your neck and all those scalene muscles in and around your neck, if you'd like to keep your head up and lifted or completely slouched down. So this is okay. Yin feels very counterintuitive because these things are okay. It's okay to slouch into a pose. In this shape, we're stimulating your stomach and your spleen meridian or energy lines. This is the source of digestion in your body. Your processing center for everything that comes in. And when it's off balance, we feel things like bloating or gas, trouble sleeping. And when it's balanced, when this energy line in our body is balanced, we feel strong. We feel like we're absorbing our food effectively. There's a lot of willpower and confidence. You can think of yourself when you're hungover. You know, you're not really putting your best face forward to the world. This balancing is the opposite of that feeling. Take a big breath in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Notice how you feel. You can backtrack, so you might rewind and walk your hands forward so you get less of a bend here. Or you could opt to deepen by taking your hands about mat distance apart, maybe even off your yoga mat. Spread your fingers wide and lift your heart in your chest. So there's a lot of activity here. This will create some yang energy in your arms. Your arms have to work. Your pubic bone and your lower belly are pushing into the floor, and the compression in your back is quite intense now. Likewise is the tension through your belly all the way up to your chest. Take a big breath in. If you've gone too far, it's okay to go back to that first or second variation. Wherever you go, you're here, you're breathing, you're feeling. Try not to do too much resisting for one more minute. Soften your jaw. Take 3 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Take your last breath in. And exhale. Lower your head, your neck down to the floor. You can rest either cheek on the floor and just Rock your hips from side to side. Perhaps you bend your knees and flop your knees left to right. And now from here, on your belly, simply bend into your right knee and draw that knee up towards your armpit. This is called half frog pose. One of my students calls it splatter pose. So the inside of your foot is pressed into the inside of the floor. Your knee is coming towards your arm, towards your armpit, towards the top of your mat. And your head can rest anywhere that feels comfortable for you. This is a yin variation of wind relieving pose. Another opportunity here to stimulate your kidney energy line, your bladder energy line. And we won't stay here too long, but while we are here, can you start to collect a list of things that do not feel nourishing in your body? Things that do not feel nourishing. They might be foods, certain types of foods that you've always had a bit of a gastrointestinal response to. It might be types of drinks. But it could even be activities. What does not feel nourishing for you? Take a big breath in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Extend that leg back behind you. And then gather the opposite knee up towards your armpit. You're in your half frog pose on the other side. Of course, you can put props under your knee or your ankle if that's useful. And we'll deepen the exploration this time. What does not nourish you that you do regularly? What does not nourish you that you still do regularly? Like, I'm pretty sure I have an intolerance to milk, but I love milk. And so I drink lots of milk. And then my tummy's always upset. Do you have anything like that? And you're not judging, it's okay. But you're just noticing, assessing, exploring. Take 3 more breaths as you are. Gently extend that bent knee, reaching it back to meet the opposite leg. And then just tap the tops of your feet on the floor. You might wiggle your bum, wiggle your head. Take a full cycle of breath in and out. Push yourself up. Press yourself back into child's pose. So for a wide-legged child's pose, my friends who have knee or ankle issues, take props underneath those bones. You could come all the way down onto the floor, or you might set a bolster or a pillow, a cushion from your couch out in front of you. And come down into child's pose. We've done lots of work here with our arms on the floor. If your arms are starting to feel a bit weak, you can in fact take them and reach them right between your legs, So this will close the shoulder joint, which would cause a lot less discomfort. Either ear can rest down onto your floor or your prop. And if you spent the last pose with your right ear on the floor, you might opt to take your left ear on the floor here. When you land in child's pose, take a big breath in through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. Breathe in. And breathe out. Keep breathing here. Notice what parts of your body are feeling really tight and clenched here. And then can you start to really mindfully loosen those areas? Begin with the jaw by separating the biting surfaces of your teeth. Let your tongue drop down away from the roof of your mouth. Relax your throat. Imagine your collarbone just releasing right down towards the floor, and then the whole front body has a waterfall, softening energy down in space. Now relax your tummy. Relax your tummy so much that it gets really big and jolly. And notice what changes in your bladder, maybe your lower back, when you soften your stomach like this and you take away that self-imposed tension. Then let your whole pelvic floor relax. Let your whole pelvic floor relax, and now your thighs, your knees, and your calves, all the way down through to your ankles. Soften, soften, soften. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth wide. Exhale out all your air. Start to emerge away from child's pose. So press your hands into the floor. Lift your torso up. Move any props you have out to the side. They're still within arm's reach should we need them. And then come right down onto your back. Come onto your back with a blanket or a bolster or a block nearby, okay? When you get down onto your back, bend into both knees and place the soles of your feet flat on the floor. And take whichever prop you want. So this could be a really mild back bend, depending on the size of prop that you have, or it might be big. And place it right beneath your sacrum. So just like the work we did on our belly in Sphinx pose, we'll do that again, but this time from our back. Same action, different relationship to gravity. You could take all your props stacked on top of one another. Just one prop at any height right beneath your sacrum here. So you're coming into a supported bridge. That's what this shape is called. And would you mind putting your hands on your tummy in your supported bridge pose? Put your hands on your tummy, close your eyes. Draw your chin into your chest so the back of your neck is long. You could even place a blanket under it. Take a big breath in. And exhale with a sigh. You could choose to stay here. So there are two options in this shape. This is option A. In option B, the only real difference is that you'll extend both legs. Allow your feet to flop out to either side, and then you might be forced to bring that fleshy part of your bum onto your prop instead of the lower back area. But both variations are stretching, creating tension along your deep front line, along your stomach and spleen energy line, and creating compression along your deep back line, your kidneys, and your bladder. Now with your hands on your stomach and your eyes soft, your chin tucked slightly so your neck is long, can you start to connect with the rhythm of your breath? Connect with the rhythm of your breath and notice the pace, the tempo of that breath. If your breath were a song, would it be a dubstep song, a classical song? Maybe it would be a 90s pop hit, or a soft, smooth, ambient, spa type song. And whatever it is, can you try to take your breath to the tempo of that soft spa music? Maybe it's playing in the background right now. As you start to slow down the breath, hopefully the thoughts in your mind, the pacing of your heart will slow down with it. And now all you have to do is surrender to that slowing down of your entire nervous system for the next few moments here. Let's take 3 really slow breaths together. Inhale through your nose for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale through your mouth 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last time. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Move slowly. Listen carefully. Place the soles of your feet back down onto the floor if they aren't already there. Place the bolster or the prop right beneath your sacrum, so right beneath that lower backbone. Either stay here if inversions are not something you want to explore, or nice and slow, really mindfully, bend into your knees and then perhaps stretch your legs all the way up to the sky. Your hands might grip either side of your mat to support you. You might need to readjust more of your back body onto your prop. And we're just going to spend 10 breaths here, 10 deep breaths in this inversion. Again, if you're not inverting, your feet are simply on the floor as they were before. If you haven't reached 10 yet, just take one more full cycle of breath in and out. And then start to wiggle your toes, your ankles, flex and extend each foot. Patiently place your feet back onto the floor and move your props out to either side. Squeeze both knees into your chest. Draw your chin towards your knees. Rock side to side, giving yourself this nice little hug. And eventually drive both knees over to the right in any variation of a reclining spinal twist that you like. So your knees could stack on top of one another. You might place a prop between both knees. To extend through your hamstring and your IT band, you might opt to stretch out your top leg and catch your toe, your big toe with your peace fingers. And some of you might opt for a bind. If you have a prop like a sandbag or a big heavy, one of those nice weighted blankets, you could place that on your hip. And that will help sink you into the floor a little more here too. Now the placement of your head and your neck and your gaze is entirely up to you. Left, right, or center, find your resting place. Take a big breath in. Exhale, settle into the shape and do any final movements so this shape feels really therapeutic. Breathe here. Catch the mind if it's running away on you. Take 3 more breaths in, followed by 3 big breaths out. Slowly unravel your twist. Navigate your whole body back through center. And pause here with a breath, with stillness, maybe movement. Eventually shift over into your twist on the opposite side. It does not need to look the same as the previous twist. If you took a fancy variation, there's no pressure to do it again here. Your sides are different. Your body is not symmetrical. Find your resting place in your twist. Take a big breath in and exhale. And for these final few minutes here, with every breath in, can you breathe in the visceral experience of something that nourishes you? That sensation you get when you have a cold soup or a hot soup on a cold day. And with every breath out, can you breathe out? Can you feel or visualize a letting go, a purging of something that does not nourish you? A food, a drink, maybe a person, an activity. Breathing in the sensation you get from something nourishing, and breathing out the sensation you get from something that does not nourish you. Excellent work. Take 3 more full breaths in and out. Very good. Bring your knees back through center. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Pull your head up towards your knees. Make any final movements that feel good here. And now release your whole body down into Shavasana, corpse pose. Those of you who want to just fall right asleep for Shavasana, you can turn off your screen, scamper to your bed, and take your Shavasana there. Otherwise, I'll hold you here for the next 2 minutes. Breathing in, breathing out. Let go. Without making any movements, can you simply start to notice the symphony of sounds your body might be making right now? Little gurgles and creaks and cracks. Notice the thumping of your heartbeat or your pulse. And now try to deepen your listening. Can you hear any other sounds underneath your skin, inside your body? Observing the vitality, the life force rushing through you. Take a big breath in. Exhale with gratitude. Start to slowly move your fingers and then your toes. Inhale, reach both arms up overhead. Stretch your toes and your fingers as far apart as they'll reach. Take a big yawn, stretching your mouth, your lips, your jaw. Bend both knees in and then roll over onto either side of your body. Take your time, but find your way up to sit. You get up to sit, make any movements that your intuition is begging you to make. Take your hands alongside your body. Inhale, reach your arms up, pull energy up. Exhale, draw energy in. Giving and receiving. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale to release. Inhale. Exhale. Two more like that. As you inhale, both arms reach up for the stars. Exhale, your hands reach to your heart. This is your last round. Inhale, exaggerate the action. Your fingers are wide. Exhale, set your hands to heart center. Take a big breath in. Think about something that nourishes you. Set the intention to embrace it. Exhale, let go of the other stuff that doesn't. The sound Om just once will take us to the end of our practice. Inhale. Thank you, thank you, thank you for practicing. Namaste.